Hello. How are how is everyone? Are we functioning? I think we're functioning. I hope we're functioning. Cause I don't know what I'm gonna do if I'm not functioning. Other than not function, obviously. Ah. Anyways, hello. Sorry, it's been a long day and my brain isn't quite working. How is everyone? I don't actually know if anyone's here yet, but if there is anyone here, hello, how are you? I am alive. I exist. We're playing rhythm games. Yeah, so we are playing a little bit more Vivid Stasis today. I think I'm going to be doing more rhythm gaming than story this time, but you never know. There might be some story. I don't have too much to say. I'm sorry about the delay on my cover. My DaVinci project did not save correctly, and I lost like a day's worth of work on the video. So I am probably going to end up delaying it to tomorrow or Tuesday so I can make up for the work that I lost. Until then, I will just hold off on it. It's almost done, I promise. I just have to finish the bit of the video that I lost. Until then, since I don't actually know if anyone's here yet, I'm just gonna switch over to my gaming overlay. And we're playing more Vivid Stasis. So because I've played this before, I have this set to have all of the songs unlocked. I will try not to play any songs that like are going to be major story spoilers. I'll avoid those. But otherwise, that just like it opens up all the later chapter songs and the collab songs and stuff. Alright, let's see. What do we got here that I can warm up with? I think I have this sorted by difficulty. I'll warm up on an 8 today since I haven't played this in a hot second. Let me double check YouTube chats, make sure there's no one here that I need to be talking to. No one here that I need to be talking to. Okay. In that case, rhythm gaming. I broke my combo already. I think the audio is probably a little quiet on y'all's end, isn't it? Because I turned it way down on my end, because it was way too loud on my end. Give me a second after I finish this song, I'll mess with my audio levels. Oh, I forgot I have it on auto pause. I should probably take it off auto pause. Because I'm gonna need to tap out a lot more. There we go. Okay, audio level should be better for y'all now. Yeah, audio level looks like it's fine. I can actually maybe even add a little bit more gain to it. A little bit better. There we go. That looks like it should be mostly fine. There we go. Okay. That should be about the right level. Okay, these two songs should be good. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying if I'm wearing my wrist brace, then I don't have my wrist braces, then I don't have to worry about it quite as much because I have the extra support. Anywho, okay. Good one song, I think. go. Let's go start chapter 2. I awoke in a world devoid of anything, except for everything. A world of nothing but infinity. Woven around my limbs were strings, the material of which I could not comprehend, for this world was not my own. From here, I see certain things. I see a troubled girl attempting to find her sister. Or is she trying to find herself? Finally, my vision catches up to my senses. The everything that makes up... Oh. Press the button too fast. And now I observe her. She stares down the gate that separates her from the trail that would eventually lead her to myself. To herself. I observe intently, to see if she chooses to enter beyond. Chapter 2, Turning Point. This episode contains topics of post-trauma response and anxiety. Did you seriously fall asleep in the ferry terminal? Hey, Saturday. My eyes snapped awake. I guess I did, indeed, fall asleep in the ferry terminal. Mood. Morning again, sleepyhead. Didn't get much sleep? Oh, please. I was in the hospital. Hard to get much sleep there. Fair enough. It had been just over 4 hours since I was finally discharged from the hospital. Kotami and Eri had, ironically, been discharged before me. It seems like their treatment ended up going faster than mine after all. Now, Allison and I were waiting to the ferry to the Kagoshima port. The ferry was due to dock in just over, the departure board said 12:25 p.m., so in about 20 minutes. I looked around. The ferry terminal was pretty vast inside of such a small location. This place is so big, isn't it, Allison? We were just here a few days ago, Sam. Yeah, but not to get on a ferry. Come on, isn't it at least exciting to be out on the sea? We're like swashbuckling pirates. Allison gave me what I can only describe as the most beautiful glance I've seen from her without her actually being upset. Well, more like suburban pirates. Nevertheless, we will press on with our crew. Your crew? I don't think you're the captain Saturday. Right, Eri? I don't remember what voice I gave Eri. Shit. I think she was lower than Saturday, and Saturday's like my normal speaking voice, so 100% agree. Huh? Allison and I turned to look at Eri, who, by all intents and purposes, should be anywhere but here right now. Wait, Eri, where'd you come from? What are you even doing here? Taking a trip to the mainland, obviously. With you. And Allison. Don't you have, like, work? As a detective? At your job? Which you get paid to do? Sick leave. Sick leave? I mean, yeah. I was injured in the line of duty. Even though I've recovered, it's a minimum of 2 weeks. I'm not allowed on duty. Why? That all makes no sense. Something about saving face or whatever? I'm not really allowed to ask questions Saturday. It's the damn police. I wish I had literally any other job. So, legally speaking, you aren't a detective right now? Sort of. It's a bit complicated. But essentially, yes, I'm just a normal civilian. I'm following this lead on my own time, separate from my job as a detective. Well, you're free to come along if you want. The more the merrier, especially on investigations, as they say. says this, anyway.
Nobody says that.
I shot both of them jokingly angry. Regardless, just a quarter till we can head to board. None of y'all get seasick, right? I don't want the janitor crew to be mad at us. Nothing can get in the way of our foray into Kagoshima, right? Us against the world. Come on, be a little excited. Have any of you even been to the mainland? I haven't been back in years. I wonder how much it's changed. But I guess we aren't going to Tokyo, huh? Allison looked at me concernedly. It's not exactly something to be excited about, you know? I'm worried for Suki. I'm not sure if this is safe for us to be doing. What do you mean? Suki disappeared. There's all this mysterious stuff going on, and that's not even mentioning the fire. I feel like the universe is out to get us, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Can't you see I'm just trying to lighten the mood a little? Of course I'm scared, Ellie. You know that just as much as I do. Relax, Allison. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to either of you. If anything serious goes down, I'm going in alone, and the two of you are staying back. I'm the trainer here. Allison shot me a look. I moved in closer to her to whisper to her. She totally seems different, right? Absolutely different. What are you two lovebirds whispering about behind my back? We're not lovebirds. Also, we're in front of you, not behind you. I don't think I've ever seen someone as into semantics as you are. Shut up. Whatever. I just made the observation that you're much different when you're not on the clock. That's all. Surprised? I'm not a hard ass all the time, you know. Only when the line of duty requires me to be. Allison stepped away from me, seeming flustered for some reason. I wasn't sure why. Regardless of all that, we do need to follow this clue, and I think having you two on board with this would be useful. You two knew Suki better than I did, and having a mind connected to the subject would be helpful. Allison sighed. This time, her defeated look seemed to be actively connected to her exhaustion with this whole situation. I guess I can't blame her. Yeah, alright. Just be sure to hold Saturday back if something happens. You know how she can be. You know I can take care of myself. Name one time that I... Geology Museum. Suddenly, the memories of the Geology Museum came flying back to me. It almost felt like I could visibly smell the smoke, even though the summer air was as clean as it could be. Allison must have noticed that I had suddenly dropped my happy attitude. I'm sorry I didn't... It's okay. I know you didn't mean to. I'm not upset, okay? Ari waited a bit, seemingly judging the air to see when it would be appropriate to lighten the mood again. After a few seconds, she pointed outside the window towards the sea. Hey, what are you pointing at? There's our ferry. Oh, here it comes. Look at it soar so gracefully across the... Ari, I appreciate the sentiment, but I need to be brutally honest, you are horrible at lining up. Sorry. No, that's not good. I mean, hey, what happened to the scary detective lady I met earlier? You weren't exactly being all lighthearted and happy when we first started talking. I don't waste energy on people I don't know. I pressed the button too early again. Dang it. I wish this had like an easy log I could access, but it doesn't. When I first met you, I just knew you was the girl my sister kept getting into trouble with. I'm never gonna forget the aftermath of the ranch dressing incident Saturday. You know about that? When my sister comes home at 1 a.m. looking like that, it's hard not to. Well, I'm glad I'm more to you now than a force of chaos that makes your life harder. I mean, you still are. I just know you better now. I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment. Suddenly, a little chime played over the intercom. Ari and I looked up at the sound. Passengers boarding the 12:25 p.m. express line from Tanegashima to Kagoshima, please line up at Gate 2 with your tickets prepared. We will begin boarding shortly. That's us. Let's get a move on. Come on, you two. Huh? Oh, come in. toward the gate marked as number 2. Allison sulked behind a little bit. I could tell she felt really bad for her step-up, but I couldn't really think of what to say to her. Okay, episode 10. Content warnings. This episode contains topics of getting older / adult. I didn't know you needed a content warning for that. I mean, I guess it's better to have one than to not have one. I mean, I have content warnings on because I know that this deals with some very dark topics, which, I know what it deals with, but y'all might not, and I don't want to catch anyone off guard with something that would, really mess with them. We stepped inside the ferry, which more or less consisted of 2 long hallways. Very long hallways. Very sweet fairy, here we are, crew. Nobody says that. I said it. Fairy gave me what I can only describe as a death blow. Whatever. I'm gonna head off to see if I can find the restroom. Let's reconvene a half hour before the ferry boards, okay? Sounds like a plan. I need to stretch my legs anyways. Allison, you wanna walk with me? Huh? Oh, no, but thanks for the offer. I think I want to sit down and rest for a bit. Suit yourself. Off to adventure. I walked off towards the center of the ferry. Taking a glance behind me as I walked, I noticed Allison sit down slowly, seemingly still bothered by what she'd said. Oh, there's so much stuff on these. So many people on important business or something. I should have brought a suitcase to blend in. Feels weird to be here without one. Do I even have a suitcase? I reached the cafeteria and looked around the tables, spotting a familiar girl. Hey, is that Ari? Ari! I jogged across the wooden floor to Ari's slightly shorter figure. Whoa, Saturday. Chill a bit. What's up? Not much. I just saw you and wanted to say hi. Mind if I sit? I've been walking a while and my legs are not made for that. Ow. Go right ahead. How's it been going? I sat down in the seat across from her. I don't know, kind of weird. I feel out of place here. Like this is such an adult set of circumstances. They could use some adult focus. I don't want to be mean about it, but this is like the 3rd error I've noticed in this chapter alone, and I know that I definitely got a couple in chapter 1. But I feel like such a kid. Everyone's here doing job stuff or whatever, and I want to tell myself that what I'm doing is important, I guess, but I just feel so young and inexperienced. When do I feel like I know what I'm doing? You want to know a secret, Saturday? You don't, really. I sure haven't, and I'm a big shot detective. I laughed. A big shot? You're 20. Ari looked at me to feel. Okay, maybe it was an exaggeration. Whatever, you get the point. I guess so. So, everyone just kind of doesn't know how to be an adult. The older you are, the better you are at pretending, but you aren't wrong. You're doing some pretty adult things. This whole investigation is intense. Not everyone would be able to handle it as well as you. I guess. That reminds me, though. I wanted to ask about the museum. Do we know what caused the fire? Ari looked startled for a second. I guess she wasn't expecting that I'd bring up the museum incident, given what had happened between Allie and I less than an hour prior. Officially, it's an open and shut case. Something about a gas valve. In a museum? Yeah, they have a kitchen or something, apparently, though they never use it. They never use it. How would there be a gas leak? Especially since the fire didn't have an obvious origin. No one really knows how. What does that mean? We don't know its origin, that's the point. I mean, like, where it started. Its point of origin. You can usually tell by the way the stuff's burned where the fire started by using arc burning. What's that? to explain this. Okay, essentially you look at where different wires got messed up from the heat, and from there you can assume where the fire started. But it's weird here because the entire system burnt around at the same time. So, they think it's gas, because it would have spread around the entire building? Yeah, but a lot would need to go wrong for the entire system to fault at once. A combination of really high gas density and a super messed up electrical system, pretty much. That's really weird. It kind of feels like it just happened. There's no prior inciting incident or whatever. Yeah, we're stoked. A gas leak is just what we're saying because it's the most likely cause. However, unlikely it is. I guess we don't know for now. Chekhov's gas leak? We sat in silence for a little bit longer. I decided to ask Gary about my conversation with Allison. Hey, about Allison. Ari cut me off at the chuckle. We're trying to figure out what the best way to talk to her about the things she said earlier is, right? Am I really that easy to read? I mean this endearingly Saturday, but you're really that easy to read. I'm right, aren't I? I sighed. Yeah, pretty much. I want to make sure she knows I don't, hate her guts for it or anything, but also it did really catch me off guard and kind of stung at the moment. Ari thought for a second, but responded pretty quickly. Yeah. It's always a tricky one. I guess the important thing is just making sure she knows that it doesn't affect your friendship long term. She's still your best friend. Well, she probably wants a bit more than that, but I'm not going to intrude. I gave her an inquisitive look. Huh? What do you mean? Man, you're dense. Figures. Hey, uncalled for. Even if you're right. But yeah, just be honest with her and be caring with her, I guess. That's my advice. I'll try that. Thanks. Ari stood up. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go get something to eat if that's okay. I was just sitting down while the line was long. Do you want anything? I just wanted to stop by because I saw you. I should probably go check in on Allie anyways. Are you gonna be okay by yourself? Of course I am. I'll be fine. Ari walked over, and I stood up as well. Where would I find Allison? I walked towards the loading dock of the ferry, curious if I'd find Allison where I last saw her. Sure enough, there she was, in the same spot, looking honestly kind of nauseous. Hey, you don't look too good. What's going on? I sat down in the seat next to her. She looked over at me. Oh, it's, sorry. I just get seasick really easily. I gave her a doubtful look. Come on, Allie, you can't lie to me. Your family used to love going out for boat rides, and you had the time of your life each time. What's really going on? I guess you do know me too well. It's nothing super big. I'm just worried about... You're still worried about what you said to me earlier on the complete accident, right? Yes, I am, I guess. It's okay, I promise. I know you didn't mean to, upset me. But you still got hurt by something I said. I don't understand how you can just forgive that. I guess it's not so much just forgiving it as it is that I understand you didn't mean any harm with it. It startled me, but I'm not hurting deep down because of it. Are you sure? Yeah, I guess it's it feels weird, I feel like I should have been more upset by it, given how horrifying the whole museum thing was. But right now, my will to find my sister is kind of overpowering it, in a way. I guess it almost feels like I don't have time to be letting myself get knocked off balance when Suki's still out there somewhere. I see. Suddenly, a loud voice interrupts us. The cafeteria will be closing up shortly. If you'd like to place an order, please do so within the next 5 minutes. I stood up quickly. Shit, I did want to get something. I'm really sorry, Allison, but can we continue this discussion later? Huh? Yeah, that's fine, I think. Okay, cool, thanks, you're a real one. See you shortly. I ran off towards the cafeteria. Hope I can get what I want before they close. Saturday meets a familiar face while walking around. Okay. Luckily, I managed to make it to the cafeteria in time. There was a bit of a line already, but I managed to beat most of them there. I guess I should decide on what exactly I'm going for here. I perused the menu they had on display and ended up with a chicken wrap meal deal and a burning hot Mountain View. I've never had a burning hot soda before. This will either be incredible or the worst thing of all time. After paying for my food, I started walking back towards where Allison was sitting down. Despite the relatively low amount of amenities, the ferry we were on boasted a reasonably large width, so walking back across it took longer than one might expect. Walking back, I passed through the desk area where people would set up their laptops and work while the ferry sailed. When I was passing by one of them, however, I noticed something that caused me to stop. Wait, is that Shia? Sitting in one of the cubicles was a woman looking at her laptop. It was Shia Sakamura, an old friend of the Tasagari family from years back. I hadn't seen her in years. What's she up to? And then I saw what was on her laptop and stopped in my tracks. It was the Shrine Report video. What was she doing with it? How did she know about it? I glanced around. Obviously, it would be somewhat suspicious if I just started obviously spying on them. So I tried to keep my glance at her laptop from one of the seats adjacent to it. I watched Shio for a while. She appeared to be intently watching the video, trying to scribble something on a notepad somewhere. What is she writing? Is she trying to crack the code like we did? Only after I'd opened my mouth did I realize my mistake. Shit. Oh my god, I said that out loud. Shio, startled, looked over at me. I expected her to calm down when she saw me, but if anything, her eyes went even wider. Okay, what voice do I give her? I never know what voice to give characters. Let me see. I'm running out of voices, too. That certainly was me. Saturday? Okay, Saturday, play it off. Lean into the curiosity angle. You can pull this back. I tried to walk over, but tripped on the seat and fell onto the cushion seat. Ow! Shit! The woman looked at me with a worried look. How'd you? Long time no see. What's that video you're watching? Looks pretty weird. Saturday, are you okay? That sounded like it hurt. Oh, trust me, this happens all the time. I'm fine. Anyway, she interrupted me. You trip over chairs and fall face first to the ground all the time? Is that not normal? And speaking of, like, not normal, where did you find that video? I was walking by and saw it and I got curious. Sorry. Oh, this? It got sent to me by some anonymous number a few minutes ago. I thought it might be spam. Someone sent you a Shrine Report video just now? But why? Anyway, Saturday! It's been so long. How have you been? I've been okay. How about you? The freelance journalism angle still going strong? Well, I'm definitely still doing it, but it's not profitable enough that I don't also have to have another job on the side. What has you heading off to the mainland, though? I figured it was best to be honest with her. She was an old family friend, after all, so I trusted her. I explained that Suki had gone missing, and I was trying to find her. Oh, God, Suki's missing? I'm really sorry to hear. Yeah, and to make a really long story short, it's likely that the video you just got sent has some relation to it. It was a clue that we followed and it led us here. Yeah, I'll admit, that is really odd. Man, that's awful. Suki was always such a nice person. What is she thinking leaving her sister all alone? I wish I could tell you. Truth be told, once I find her, I've got some choice words for her. Suddenly, a loud jingling interrupted us. This ferry is about to dock in Kawashima. All vehicle passengers, please return to your vehicles, and all foot passengers, please line up the exit gates. Thank you for riding with us today. Are you kidding? Already? Chio, however, didn't seem bothered at all by the discussion being cut short. Okay, I've got to run back to my car, but I have an idea for you Saturday. What's that? Can I take you and whoever you're traveling with out to dinner tomorrow evening? I want to catch up with you since it's been like 5 years. And you can give me the full story about what's led up to this point. Yeah, sure, that'd be fine. Don't travel around Hajimeli that much? I thought you lived in Tokyo. She nodded. Yeah, I know my way around. Did I never tell you? Some of my extended family owns a cabin in this general area of Japan. So I like to come down here sometimes, both to visit Tanegashima and to get away from the bustle of the capital. I do really gotta get going, though. I'll see you tomorrow night, okay? Here's my number, so we can keep in touch. Chio showed me her phone, and I wrote down the displayed phone number. Idea. I'll see you then. Chio ran off toward the vehicle desk elevators. Since the exit gate line was on the other side of the ferry, I started walking back towards it to catch up with Allison and Eri. Man, it's been a while since I thought about Chio. Didn't Allie and I meet her through Dad's job at the, Where's my dad work again? Suddenly I felt a headache coming on. Better not to think about it, I guess. We're gonna catch up tomorrow. I can ask her then. I ran off toward the exit gates. By the time I reached the exit gate line, Allison and Eri were already there waiting for me. I waved to them as I ran up. Hey, hope you saved me a spot on the line too. Allison looked over at me. She looked a lot better than before. Thank goodness. I don't think it's that far below the line. People were just kind of grouped here waiting to sport. To sport? Is that a word? I'm pretty sure that's a Japanese phrase. Oh, right. Well, I mean getting out of the ferry and onto the mainland. Eri glanced toward the exit gate, reminiscing. Mainland, huh? I haven't been back here in years. Me neither. This is gonna be super exciting, even if we're not here on the best of nights. So, let's try and enjoy ourselves anyway, okay? I don't see why not. Seems depressing letting ourselves get depressed all the time. True. By the way, Saturday. I didn't mean to press enter. It's fine. It's fine. I keep accidentally pressing the wrong button, man. Do y'all mind if I skip through some of the story episodes? Like, I feel like this part is just kind of packed very densely, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a lot of story going on, but not a lot of stuff happens until, like, the last 2 episodes of this chapter. This episode contains topics of rumination on gender. By the time I got off the ferry, it was already late into the evening. Alright, team, let's make our way to the hotel. Sad. I booked the hotel. Do you even know where it is? I mean, I definitely know, I just kind of forgot, you know? Allison sighed. We need to head 2 blocks this way to get on the train, and it should be right off the exit once we get the 3rd stop out. Eri glanced at Allison skeptically. How did you even afford a hotel? I'd have pitched in earlier if I knew what we were doing. I have a bit of saved money. It's an important cause, and I know Saturday would have gone out without even thinking of a hotel until it was time to turn in. Fair point. Hey, I would have at least remembered by like 7:30. My point exactly. By the way, who was it that you were talking with on the ferry? You never told us who they were. Oh, it completely slipped my mind. Her name was Gio. She's an old family friend. We talked a bit, and she said she'd talk to me more at dinner. Oh, and she invited us to dinner. Tomorrow night, before we go out to the shrine. Sorry I didn't mention it sooner. Why didn't you tell me it was Gio, Sat? You know I know her. Oh, yeah, I guess you would. Sorry, it's been so long since I saw her that it completely slipped my mind. It's alright, I understand. Just be more mindful, you know? Keep us in the loop. Yeah, sorry. I really should be a bit more careful, especially with the Geology Museum incident. I don't want her to worry too much. At least she's okay. I'll just be more careful. Well, why are you standing around here? Let's make haste for the hotel before we miss check-in. Right. We walked to the small port town of Minamiosumi. Our hotel was very close to the terminal, so we spent a bit of extra time checking out things around the town. Didn't take too long to find the hotel Allison had booked. Whoa, is this my room for the night? This is huge! It's really not that big. I jokingly glared at her angrily. Where's your sense of whimsy? Methinks you need to be a little bit more whimsical, Allison. Allison looked at me defeatedly. Methinks? It's a word. Barry laughed. I'm glad you're finding the room comfortable, Saturday. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow. Though I'm sure you two'd rather have dinner in a different setting. What do you mean? Shut up. I'm going to dinner. I'm tired. Okay, bye. This is your room. Good night. It's 4:30. Allison flopped onto her bed and laid face down. What's with her? Don't worry about it. She's probably tired from the ferry. I'm going to get some fresh air. What are you going to do? Same thing, probably. I'm not even remotely tired. Not like sleeping at 4:30 p.m. would be a good idea anyway. Want to join me? I'm probably just going to walk down by the beach for a bit. Sure, why not? I've got nothing better to do. I put my bags down on the bed, and Ari and I walked out of the hotel room. I glanced back at Allison, who seemed to have actually fallen asleep. What's up with that anyway? The beach we walked by was a small inlet that housed many different boats. Ari and I sat on the concrete edge of the road that dropped off directly into the sand. Hey, Saturday, can I ask you something? Huh? Oh yeah, go ahead. What is Allison to you? I looked over at her curiously. What do you mean? Like, what do you see her as? Oh, she's my best friend. I've known her since I was a toddler. We always got along really well, despite the fact that she was always the cautious one, and I was always the rambunctious one. I see. Why do you ask? For no real reason, really. I'm just curious. It's rare to see people get along as well as you two do. Huh. Yeah, I guess it is. My connection with Allison feels stronger than my connection with anyone else, and I don't really know why. How did you two become friends? I mean, I know you said you'd known her your whole life, but I'm curious. Oh man, I don't even remember when I first met her. I was definitely like 2 or 3. But I think the big thing that connected us was that she was the first person to really be supportive about my transition. Your transition? Yeah, I didn't always look like this, or have this name, or be a girl. Oh, you mean it like that? I see. Sorry, I didn't know. And it's a good thing. It means it's going well. But yeah, it's not like the other people I first told were unsupportive, per se, but more so like, they didn't really get it. And they just kind of waited to get used to it, I think. Like, nowadays my family refers to me as I am now without any problems, but it took a few years to get to that point. Didn't help that my dad was always busy with work, so he picked it up slower than anyone else. One of the things I remember really clearly was a day in, I think, like 2016. Allison came running into my room and scared the shit out of me because I didn't even know she was at my place. But she seemed really upset, so I asked her what happened, and she told me she accidentally used my old name today instead of Saturday. It was the first time she'd made that mistake in years, and she felt insanely bad about it. It was the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Oh, that's the sign of someone who really cares about you, you know? Yeah, I know that no matter what happens, Allison will stick with me. And then I took that for granted and acted out when I was upset about my missing sister. Great going, me. We both fell silent after that, watching the waves as the sun moved closer to the mountains overhead. We should get back to our hotel room now. Be careful not to wake up Allison, okay? Yeah, of course. Thanks for the chat. We stood up and began walking back to the hotel room where Allison was sleeping. Song unlocked, let's go. And I'm out of batteries. Well. Give me a second, I'm gonna drop and get some clothes. Chapter 2 songs now. Try to do this one. Until the last episode or 2 of this chapter. Like you get the big cliffhanger at the end of chapter 1, and then it doesn't really like resolve itself until chapter 2. It's just sort of bits and pieces that don't really make sense until like the last couple episodes. I broke my all critical already, Riv. It's been a minute, and I just recently reset my story progress so I can play through the full, like the complete story now. So I'm familiar with most of the plot elements in the make some noise! It turns out that I don't actually remember how to solve some of the earlier puzzles. I mean, I recognize some of the patterns in the way they make the puzzles, because I probably remember. So I'm hoping by the time I get to like chapters 5 and 6, I'll have forgotten how to solve those puzzles. Although I remember particularly the chapter 6, or I guess chapter 6 is now its own thing, but when it was still chapter 6 part 1, or back when it was still the final chapter part 1, I remember those puzzles being tough. So I guess we'll see if I do actually forget how to solve those or not. Actually, not Octavia, or Octava, not Octavia. Octava. This one's fun. To alternate lanes on that, but my brain doesn't process that you're supposed to alternate lanes, and so I try and treat them like jacks, which is not the way they actually used to work. So I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I obviously am not the one who charted this game, so I wouldn't actually know, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. The 11 on this one's fun. I'm probably going to die because it's an 11 plus, but it is fun. I have it on auto pause. I keep forgetting I have it on auto pause because I need to tab out to look at chat, and it just... Oh, I would get more batteries if I had a health meter on, wouldn't I?
Yeah, well, the baseline doesn't know what you gotta do.
Everyone step to the left.
There we go. Nice. Not too bad. If I do say so myself. Oh. I need to remember to take it off auto pause. One day I'll get like a nice, like pretty sounding mechanical keyboard. And then y'all can get keyboard ASMR while I play rhythm games. No, right now I'm using my laptop keyboard, but... Alright, soft buttons. I should have been batteries now. Damn, I hate this thing where my body does... I hate the thing my body does where it wakes up and refuses to sleep again until it gets what it wants. I actually need water for it, so I'm gonna be trying to do voices. I really should just use the bathroom, but I don't want to wake Allison up. I rolled over in the small bed a couple more times in a pointless effort to just let myself sleep again, but unsurprisingly, it was to no avail. Ugh, fine, I guess I'll have to be insanely quiet. I slowly got out of the single-person bed and began to tiptoe slowly across the hotel room. That, however, also seemed to be to no avail. I love Saturday's dialogue sometimes because that is also the exact thing that goes through my mind when I trip over something. It's just, shit, god damn it. In a panic, I looked over at the bed that sat beside mine. To my surprise, however, it was also empty. Is she not in bed? Where did Allie go? I looked around a bit and noticed that the door to the balcony was slightly ajar. I guess she's getting some fresh air? Curiously, I walked over and opened the door to the balcony. Sure enough, there she was, sitting on one of the two chairs facing the fence that separated the wooden platform from the pavement below. Allie? That you? Allison jumped a little bit. Fair enough, I guess, as I assumed she wasn't expecting me to be up. She turned around. It's just you Saturday. Gave me a bit of a spook there. Yeah, sorry, but what are you doing awake? It's nearly 3 in the morning. Allison fidgeted a bit before answering. Oh, me? Not much. Just getting some fresh air, and... yeah. Didn't really take a genius to figure out what she was doing up. You're having trouble sleeping, aren't you? Yeah. Been trying all night to little success. You too, then? Well, kinda. Mostly because I had to get up to pee. You know how it is. Allison chuckled as if the answer she was expecting was anything but that. Yeah, I get that. Mind if I sit out here too? There are 2 chairs after all. Yeah, that's absolutely okay. Go ahead. I sat down and both of us looked out at the sports complex across the road. We sat in silence for a while. I looked up into the night sky. Without clouds, it was easy to spot the countless stars and the shapes they made up. Do you think this is the right thing to be doing? Allison looked over at me questioningly. What do you mean? I mean, pushing onward to try and solve this problem myself. Traveling to the mainland to look for my sister. I keep telling myself that I'm not doing this for the sake of having something to do or an adventure to go on, but I think deep down I'm scared that that's the case. That I'm dragging you and Ari along with me on a wild goose chase out of some need to feel like I'm doing something important. Really? What makes you think that? Well, for one, I feel like the Geology Museum incident should be weighing down on my mind, you know? Not only did I nearly die, but one of my best friends and her sister almost nearly died. I feel like I should be a bit more messed up from that than I am. But it all feels unreal, I guess. And I don't mean unreal in like, this is so insane way, but more like, it literally doesn't feel like it happened, even though it did. Allison let out a lighthearted laugh. I think I was more worried by the whole thing than even you were. I don't doubt it. I'm sorry, by the way. Huh? What are you apologizing for? For the way I was acting. I guess I said some pretty awful things to you before I rushed into the burning museum. It's not only that, the whole day I was acting out of line, ignoring you when you just wanted to help. I won't lie. When you said that stuff to me before rushing in, it did do a bit of a number on me. It hurts to think about the idea that I'm just holding you back. I've struggled a lot with that my whole life and all of my relationships. Family, friends, or whatever the case is. The last thing I want to be to someone is a burden. But I don't hold it against you. I understand why you acted that way. The whole day was a blur, dealing with the idea of Suki having gone missing. Yeah, but I guess that's the thing. I'm scared, in a sense that I wasn't acting that way out of my worry for Suki, but instead just trying to play some kind of protagonist. Whatever the case is, it's not an excuse to be awful to my best friend, though. That much is for certain. Yeah, I get that. It does mean a lot that you apologized. As much as I don't hold it against you, it did still hurt. Yeah, sorry. We sat in silence again for a little while. The streetlights 3 stories down flickered on and off every once in a while. At some point, I started counting the flickers to pass the time. 5 flickers in, however, Allison spoke up again. For what it's worth, I don't think you're dragging me along. Huh? I'm not here out of a need to help you as much as I am here out of my own want to help you. I pressed control again on accident. Damn it. Allison stood up and proceeded to stand still in the balcony doorway for a few seconds. I looked up at her. What is it? Cat got your... With speed I didn't know she was capable of, Allison moved her face down to mine and gave me a kiss on the cheek. Oh. And she ran into the room and practically jumped into bed. I sat there for a few moments, frozen, unsure of what just happened. Hey, wait, Allison. But I didn't get a response. Is she asleep already? I sighed. It looked like it would be a little while longer before I got any answers what that was all about. I stood up from the chair and walked back to my own bed. I lay down. Minutes passed. I stared at the ceiling. Hours passed. God damn it, now I really can't sleep. Mood, Saturday. Mood. The simultaneous being sleep deprived and struggling to sleep when you're supposed to sleep is so real. Alright, Saturday and her friends visit the Okawachi Shrine. Let's go. Now it's puzzle time. The next day, Allison, Ari, and I toured around the port town of Minami Osumi for a little while before our designated time to meet up with Chio for dinner. Ari was awake before us and left early. She spent most of her day touring a nearby island that seemed to be famous for its large population of cats. I never would have taken her for a cat person, but you never do really know. Oh, they love cats. Well, I know now, anyway, because of the unbelievable amount of messages I keep getting from her about cats, with no dogs, because the reception wasn't good enough for me. So I had to just imagine the cats in my mind. Allison and I woke up around the same time, which was late into the morning, close to noon, which makes sense given that both of us got minimal sleep last night. We didn't really say much to each other as we left the hotel. Neither of us really knew what to say. I spent most of the day thinking about the irony of that. Our whole conversation had been about getting closer to each other, yet we spent the entire day avoiding each other. Not that I can really blame either of us. Regardless, the time eventually came for us to meet up with Chio. About an hour earlier, I received a request from her to go to a ramen place close to the hotel we were staying at. I forwarded that to the group chat I had with Ari and Allison, and now I stood in front of the restaurant. Evidently the first one to arrive, despite the fact that it was already 5 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet up. Late asses, and I'm the disorganized one. Suddenly I spotted a familiar silhouette in the distance. Ari ran up to me at full speed, which I didn't even know she was capable of. Ah, shit, dude, what's your problem? Give me a damn jump scare, jeez. Sorry I'm late. The ferry from the island got delayed by 10 minutes and there was nothing I could do. That's good. I take it from your messages that you had a good time. I glanced at my phone, which was opened on a message screen that contained a non-stop barrage of key smashes and :3s, which, again, was not something I ever expected to see from the area in a million years. She launched into a tirade about every cat she saw on the island, and I leaned against the sidewall of the restaurant building. About 3 minutes later, both Allison and Chio arrived at the same time. I ran into her on my way over here. She also seemed to be running a little bit wide schedule, so we just ran here together. Am I the only one who was here on time? At least Ari has an excuse. Hey, I have an excuse. Are you going to, say what that is, or... No. Okay, whatever. We're all here now, and I'm so hungry I could eat a house. So let's just go inside. Eat a house? The restaurant was surprisingly small on the inside, resulting in it taking us a little while to find a seat. We eventually sat down in the booth facing the door we came in through. Allison took her seat first, and then I went to sit beside her. For some reason, she fidgeted upon realizing this, but settled down quickly. The waitress came in for the take-out order, and we ordered our food. Thank you very much. It'll be ready in about 10 to 15 minutes. The waitress walked away, and we sat and waited for a little while. She started talking to break the silence. So, Saturday, tell me what's been going on. It feels like it's been years since I saw you. That's because it has been years, Chio. The last time you saw me, I was in middle school. Nonsense, sort of that. Surely I thought I was there at your graduation party. Maybe. I have a historically horrendous memory, but it's really not been much. Since finishing high school, I've just kind of been unemployed, sitting at home on Tanegashima with Suki. For 2 years? You've been unemployed for 2 whole years. Hey man, lay off. Work is hard. Motivation is hard. I would do my own thing. Please. I feel bad for Suki I'm going to keep both of you afloat. Better make it up to her when you find her. I guess I never thought of it like that. Yeah, I will. Since the topic of discussion had obviously been shifted to something more serious, Chio leaned inward to speak in a hushed tone. Can you explain to me everything you know? If you didn't have time on the ferry, I might be able to help you look for her. Your family means a lot to me, you know. Right. Yeah, I can make out with it. And so I did. I spent the time until our food arrived telling Chio everything that had happened up until that point. From the busy day on Tanegashima to arriving on the mainland, I did, of course, omit the interaction Allison and I had last night. She didn't need to know about them. I see. I'm very sorry to hear about all of that, but I'm very glad you got out of the museum in one piece. Yeah, I am too. Allison was freaking out, though. Rightfully so, I'd like to think. True. I appreciate it, nonetheless. Allison looked away from me shyly. Just then, the waitress walked back to our booth with 4 bowls and set them on the table. Here you go, 2 tonkatsu broths with ramen eggs, 1 miso ramen, and a bowl of plain rice. Did you seriously get a single bowl of plain rice, Ari? Nothing else? I looked over at Ari, who was already going to town on her bowl of plain rice. Shut up. Actually, you know, tonkatsu ramen sounds amazing right now, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just hungry. But I am always in the mood for soup. Are you guys like... Yeah. No, we're not. Huh? Are we... What? Hey, Allison, don't spit your food all over your food. That's unsanitary, even for me. I took a napkin and started wiping up the area around Allison's bowl. She looked away abashedly, blushing harder than I'd seen from her in a very long time. Ah, I see. Sorry, just thought I'd ask. I don't follow, but okay. Time passed as we ate our food, exchanging small talk about the various things we'd been up to in our lives. It was the first time in a while I felt a strong sense of togetherness, probably since Suki went missing. It was the first time in at least a week that I felt like things might actually be okay as long as we stuck with each other. Eventually, we paid for our meal and left the restaurant. Once we got outside, Chio poked my shoulder and she turned to face me. Let's get serious for a second. What are you planning on doing next in your search for Suki? we're going to investigate that shrine that was pointed to in the coordinates we got from the shrine report video. If she went there at the same time specified, then there might be something there that would clue us into where she might have gone after that. When are you going? I looked over at my watch, 6:05 p.m. Tonight, at the same time specified in the video, 12:12 a.m. I don't know why, but I have this gut feeling that matching the time it'll provide some kind of insight. Maybe something only happens there at that time. Do you need a ride to the shrine? If it's where you described, it's a bit of a drive out. You'd be willing? We hadn't actually figured out a ride there yet. Yeah, my rental car is here since I get to park it when boarding the ferry to Tanegashima as a foot passenger. Wait, rental car? I mean, yeah. I live in Tokyo. No way I was gonna drive all the way out here. I took a trip over various bus lines. She lives in Tokyo? Did she always? I swear she lived near us a while back. Regardless, that would be great. Should we meet up around 10 or 11 then? Yeah, I've got some stuff to take care of, so 10:30 would probably be best. Gives us plenty of time to get out there. I guess you can just meet us by our hotel? Where is that exactly? You never told me. I pointed down the road, since the hotel was in view of where the restaurant we ate at. Shio nodded. Works for me. I'll see you then. She walked off, leaving the three of us standing there. Airy poking my shoulder broke me out of my daze. Seemed people had a thing for poking my shoulders today. Oh, it's just you, Airy. What's up? Allison told me she wanted to check out the night market with me, so we're gonna do that. You wanna join us? Oh, I pressed control again on accident. As I walked by the ocean, I thought about Chio. It was probably just due to the fact that I hadn't seen her in literal years, but something about the things she said felt off to me. Not like she's hiding something, but more so like she and I have different recollections of things. When I think about how I know her, my memories pull up the fact of her being an old family friend. Yet, something about that also doesn't feel fully right. Like it's not the main reason I knew her when I was younger. And I don't have any memories of her ever living in Tokyo, but something about that just feels right. Like I've always known it. It's not the fact that the memories I have of her being an old family friend from Tanegashima feel false, per se. It's more like I have two sets of things and I know, and remember that both feel like the correct ones. Despite the fact that some stuff about them cancels out the other. I thought about this for a while, but found it was only driving me crazy, so I decided to stop. I spotted a lone tortoiseshell cat loafing on the stairway down to a beach, and decided to take a breather, so I went and sat with it. I guess I can't really blame Ari for being a cat person. I love these little doofuses. Time passed. I walked back to our hotel room, and then more time passed. I thought about Allison and our interaction last night. Don't think I'd ever really thought of Allison in a romantic light, if that was even what she meant by kissing me on the cheek. I'd been very open about my sexuality for a long time, but despite that I never really acted on it much. More so it just meant that I liked a lot of anime characters and would joke about that. I thought for a while, and then I caught myself thinking. I guess I really have changed, at least a little bit. You'd never have caught me being even remotely this introspective like 2 weeks ago. When we lose people in our lives, be it that they die or even just go missing, I've heard things feel like a blur, that your emotions feel like none of it's real. On that day that ended with the Geology Museum incident, I think I'd been expecting for my emotions to feel a bit more numbed. Not that it really excuses me acting out that whole day, but I don't think I was expecting to, well, I guess just feel as much as I did. Feelings of worry I anticipated, but I felt so many other things that I didn't really know what to make of anything. I guess the best way to put it would be that things felt the opposite of the way I anticipated them to. I expected nothing to feel real, but everything feels like it's been the first real thing that's happened in a long time. That the feelings I've had are the most real feelings I've had in a long time. The situation is awful, and because I'm feeling that worry and anxiety to such a degree, in a strange way it makes the hope and love I feel even stronger as a result. I wish we as people didn't have to experience tragedy so that we could feel that way. I wonder if I'll ever find a way to feel deeply in tune with myself that doesn't require me to lose something I care about first. I think it will. It might not be a bad thing to try and accomplish before my time is up. More time passed. I decided to play some video games on my Nintendo Switch. Eventually, my waiting game was over, and Allison and Ari walked in the door. About damn time. Really know how to keep a girl waiting. Relax, we spent a lot of time looking around the market. It's not every day you get to visit a night market. We literally have one back on Tanegashima. Saturday, I am, unfortunately, a cop. It's not every day that I get to visit a night market. Fair enough, I guess. What time is it? Allison looked at the top of her phone screen. It's about 9:35. So we've got about 55 minutes before Chio arrives? You guys want to play something? I can literally load up Slash right now. Oh, you don't know what you're unleashing. I haul ass, Slash Bros. I think that's the first time I've heard you swear, Ari. And it's about goddamn Super Slash Bros, the best plus. I take slashing very seriously. I'm pretty sure that's the exact kind of stuff the people you're supposed to catch say. Ari laughed, and I put the kickstand on my console left. We passed the time laughing and chatting while playing video games for the next hour. Oh hey, Chio just texted me. She's out front. Oh, got it. Let's go. We walked down the stairwell and out to the front of the hotel, where Chio was waiting in the car she rented. Luckily, it had enough room to fit 4 people with relative ease. Ari sat down in the back first, and Allison quickly rushed in next to her, which left me in the front seat with Chio. The ride out was relatively uneventful, with the occasional conversation. It was about a 40-minute drive with the route that Chio took, passing by the Osumi Large Park. Eventually, we arrived. The stairs up to the shrine were steep, but guardrails helped us to not lose our footing. The walk felt like an eternity, if only due to how nervous I very clearly was. Chio noticed and helped me walk up, which helped a lot. And finally, there we were. The Okawachi Shrine, the location specified in the Shrine Report video. It was smaller than I anticipated. The actual shrine itself barely seemed to fit even 10 people. Behind it was a maintenance shack that was locked and empty. Seems like the enshrined deity is Ahiratsu Hime, the first wife of Emperor Jimu. We spent a while investigating the area. After a while, I spotted something out of the corner of my eye. When I realized what it was, I froze. Hey, Ari? She turned to look at me inquisitively. What's up? You find something? Yeah, you could say that. Look over there. I pointed to the small wooden object I'd spotted in my peripheral vision. Ari turned to look. Her face also went pale. That was a toy rocking horse, small in size, made of wood with no decor or any kind of paint. Second Shrine.png. It's the horse from that image, isn't it? Hold on, let me check. What's going on? You guys find something? Chio and Allison jogged over to where we were. I explained to them that the image file that Ari had found, since neither of them knew about it yet. It's the very same. Look, you can compare them. I did as she instructed, and sure enough, it was the rocking horse that was taken in the picture. So, this is where that picture was taken, huh? I guess the timestamp has passed. It's not the 26th of July anymore. But the horse is still here, in the same position. Hey, Saturday? Look. Chio pulled out her phone and showed me the time. 12 a.m. Time to see if my shot in the dark was correct. It's been over a week since the designated time, and yet I can't shake the feeling that something was meant to happen here tonight at 12 a.m. It started to rain. We walked back over to the part of the shrine protected by the roof. Minutes passed. 1, then 2, then 3, and then 11. I felt a part of me hoping that nothing would happen. That there was nothing I could do and the chase would end here. It would, in a lot of ways, make my life easier. Even for all the ways it would also make it harder. but I dismissed the notion from my mind. I've come this far. 12:12 a.m. The rain fell silent. The crickets stopped chirping. The world stopped moving. And in the silence, I heard it. A single sound. One single click. The world resumed. The rain continued falling. The crickets continued chirping. But I heard it. I looked at the others, as if to ask silently if they also heard it. Immediately, I could tell from the looks on their faces that I was not alone. We stood up to look around. Nothing by the horse. Nothing in the shrine. Nothing on the stairs. Nothing by the car. And then, when I looked behind the shrine, I saw it. Immediately, I saw it. The heavy padlock that had surrounded the maintenance shack's handle was no longer there. I signaled to the others. Since the sound, we had dropped silent and communicating visually. None of us knew we were doing it, but we were. The reason for this? I had no idea. Allison, Ari, and Chia walked over to where I was standing, and I pointed to the missing padlock. Ari gave me a look, as if to say, if there was ever a point of no return, this would be it. And I thought about it. The life I could lead if I turned around and went home. I didn't know what lay beyond this door, but I knew in my soul that opening the door to this maintenance shack would change everything. Was I really about to do this? To take this kind of risk? To open that forbidden gate to the truth? I closed my eyes and turned the handle on the door. The inside of the maintenance shack, it turned out, was not a maintenance shack at all, but a large, winding spiral staircase that seemed to stretch downwards forever. We walked down slowly, as if taking time to digest the things we hadn't even seen yet. Finally, we arrived at the bottom and were greeted with a large door. Is it open? The others jumped, which makes sense given that nobody had said anything in a long while. Nothing to it but to try, I guess. Sure enough, the door swung open with a loud creak, opening up into a large passageway. We started walking down. So, what do you suppose a place like this is doing beneath a normal shrine? I haven't the foggiest idea, and yet it feels like this makes sense somehow. I understood what she meant. Despite the oddity in every aspect of the situation, this place had a sense of familiarity to it, even though I was reasonably confident I'd never been here. Sunrise. What's that, Allie? I don't know why, but the Sunrise Foundation comes to mind when I think of a place like this. The Sunrise Foundation? That's just the geology company might... Okay, that's another error. That should be Saturday. Sunrise Foundation? That's just the geology company my sister works at. What would they have to do with a place like this? No, I understand what Allison means. This entire place, it makes me think of that company. I don't know why. We finally reached the end of the long hallway and found a large gate in front of us, locked shut by 3 large metal claws. Something tells me this thing isn't going to budge quite as easily. I wouldn't be too sure. Look, there's a screen over there. I looked in Aries' direction and saw an unlit device. It appeared to be some kind of terminal. Maybe, but that thing's off. Suddenly, as if the very place we stood had heard my words, light flickered on, and the screen of the terminal powered on. Everyone present jumped. What the hell? I cautiously approached the device. All that displayed on the screen was a single button labeled Open. This feels planned. I need to be honest, I felt it this entire time. Can't be the only one who feels it. No, it's not just you. It feels like someone or something is leading us along with a trail of crumbs, right? I agree, but... It's not like we can really just turn back now, right? Yeah. I'm with Saturday on this one. I looked at Allison. Despite everything she'd said to me, I could tell that everything she did still came from a place of worry. She was thinking exactly the same thing I was. But if we turned back now, our lives would eventually end up so much easier. But I could tell from the look in her eyes that she knew just as well as I did that that wasn't an option anymore. I pressed the button on the terminal. Loud whirring sounds filled the hallway, and slowly but surely, each metal claw retracted from in front of the gate. Finally, the gate opened. Data parsing incompatible. Boundaries exceeded. Accessing memories. Memory access failed. Memory access failed. Memory access failed. Iteration sympathy paused. Accessing Dustbreaker backup information database. Filling location cavities. Ugh, what happened? I sat up, dazed. Allison and Chio also seemed to have come down with the same affliction. Something really is off about this place. Usually passed out the moment we walked in here. Passed out? How long has it been? Relax, only like 5 minutes. It's 12:37 right now. Thank goodness it hasn't been that long at least, but what is this place? We looked around us. The area was a large atrium, devoid of much at all. In the center sat some kind of operating chair. This place is... Chio walked to the center of the room. She stared at the abandoned chair for a short while, and then spoke. This is the Sunrise Foundation's 4th laboratory atrium. Oh god. Sunrise Foundation? But... Chio turned back to look at us. She had a look of immense panic on her face. We have to get out of here. Right now. Get out of here? But we just got here. This is what we came all this way to see. Chio ran up to me and grabbed me by the shoulders. No, Saturday, we need to get out of here right now. Trust me. I shook her hand off my shoulder and lost my temper. Why? Tell me why. Give me one good reason why we should leave this place when I traveled all the way out here just to see when we got here. You might be scared of whatever this place is, but I am not, so... No, Saturday, we need to leave because... Suddenly, a loud rumbling sound filled the atrium. The ground shook beneath us and my vision blurred. Out of the corner of my eye, parts of the geometry that made up the atrium began to twitch in a way I'd never seen before. And then a large piece of the ceiling came loose and fell to the ground, landing just a few feet behind Chio. This place is caving in, so we need to get out of here now! I understood immediately. The 4 of us ran as fast as we could to the gate we came through, passing through it. As we ran, bits of the large hallway began to come loose and fall as well. And then it happened. A single chunk of metal that came loose directly above where Allison was about to pass by. I knew in an instant that it would land on her. God damn it, no! I rushed forward with all my might at a pace I'd never achieved before and jumped forward. Allison! All the sound cut. The world paused again. And in that silence, I heard it once again. That single click. Alright, puzzle time. Let's go. I don't know if I want to play this on middle difficulty or not. I'll probably play it on opening difficulty to start. And then I need my notepad. Where is my notepad? Is my notepad capture still working? My notepad capture is still working, although I probably need to... new note. Okay. I probably should make this bigger on screen so y'all can see it too, so y'all can actually see what I'm doing here. It's gonna unfortunately cover part of the screen regardless of what I do, but I can... Every time I minimize it, it should disappear, so y'all can see the puzzle when I'm looking at the puzzle. Yeah, okay, when I minimize it, it'll disappear, so... Okay, so we've got a clock, and we know that there are 5 people to a car? Okay, so 5 people to a car. Between 1 and at is 10. It's 10. Start to, or no, at to hashtag is 15. And then the hashtag to $sign is 10. So that means that start... Oh, that's an exclamation point. It's not just the start. Okay. Okay, so exclamation point to hashtag is 10 and 15 is 25. Exclamation point to $sign is 25 and 15, or 25 and 10 is 35. And then at to $sign is at to $sign is 10 and 15, 25. Okay. So then I'm assuming each of these little blocks here, corresponds somehow to a number, and then that number corresponds to the letter, the respective letter on the clock, probably. Okay, so we have first, we have exclamation point to hashtag is 25. Car, exclamation point to $sign is 35, and 5 is... No, it'd be 35 over 5. 25. 35 over 5 is 7. And then this one we have exclamation point to add is 10 times car, so that's 2 plus 2 is 4. Then we have exclamation point to at is another 10. Then we have exclamation point to hashtag over 5 is 25 over 5 is 5, plus at to hashtag is 15 over 5 is 3, so that is 8. Hashtag to $sign is 10 over 5 is 2, and then we have exclamation point $sign is 25, plus at to $sign is 25 over 5 is 5. That is 30. Okay. What happened? I got an alert. Spooky Live 3, hello, welcome in. We're doing some puzzles at the moment. Okay, so now if I translate that to the clock, then let me move my notes so y'all can see the clock. Let me move my notepad over. I guess it'll just have to block this side of the screen and part of me instead. All right, so that is, so 25 is, I'm assuming, All right, 25 minus 12 is 25 minus 10 is 15, minus 2 is 13, so that's just 1. Seven, 4, 10, 8, 2, 30 is, all right, so 30 minus 12 is 30 minus 10 is 20, minus 2 is 18, minus 12 is 6. Okay. So that gives you C, 7 is R, 4 is O, 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 X. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 S. 8 is S. 2 is E. 6 is R. Crosser. Okay. And then let's see what this one is. All right. Okay. So this one references back to one of the chapter 1 puzzles. I have to remember what's what. I might have to go like, okay, so I'm gonna go exit this, go back and look at the chapter 1 puzzle that it's referencing. Is that it? Okay, that's the hospital episode. That's not what I need to exit. Oh, here we go. It is this. Okay, so blue is minus, red is plus. It's plus. Okay. So now I go back to the chapter 2 puzzle that I need. Okay, get my notes again. This is the one. Okay, so I don't really think I can arrange my notes on the screen where they're readable and you can still see the full puzzle, but I can try. Notepad capture. If I move it over to like just block me, or if I move it up, yeah, no, I'll have to just move it over to block me instead for just a second. Okay, so we have 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6. 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 minus 3 is 3 and 3 and 6 and 4 is 10 and 6 is 16. Another 6 is 22 minus 3 is 21. Then you have 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 minus 6 is 4 and 4 and 8 and 6 is 14. Another 6 is 20. Another 6 is 26 minus 6 is 20. All right. Then we have 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 3. No, minus 3. Minus 3 minus 4 minus 5 is 3 and 4 and 7 and 6 is 13. Minus 3 is 10. Minus 4 is 6. Minus 5 is 1. And then you have 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11. Okay, it is 11. I think. Nope, it's 12. I counted wrong. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Minus 12 gives you 6 times 30 minus 12. 30 minus 10 is 20. Minus 2 is 18. Okay. The Celestine, welcome in. Someone's streaming Vivid Peak. It's so good. And, like, well, I mean, they made a rhythm game with puzzles, which is, like, my ideal game. Well, like, actually, like, puzzles that require thought, which is, like, my ideal game. And the visual novel elements are just, like, another thing on top. Visual novel elements, meta commentary, puzzles, rhythm game. You don't get better than that. All right, so if we're assuming A1Z26 again, then that is D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. So that's you. Right now I am in, I'm in the puzzle section at the end of chapter 2. Although granted, I have, to be entirely transparent, I have played this game before. I've played most of it when it was still in early access. Right now, I'm sort of like just playing through the story and the puzzles and all of that. Now, since it's finally in like its intended form, if that makes any sense. All right, so that is... So I know everything that happens. Although, granted, I don't actually remember how to solve most of the puzzles at this point because I played chapter 2 what feels like forever ago. 1 is A. 18 is J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. R. That doesn't seem right. C, D, E. Beat the game pre 5.0, cried twice during the ending. Oh my god, the ending. Yeah. It's so good. This is on the list of one of the very few games that has ever genuinely made me cry. 1 is A. Played it after 5.0 came out, finished it in 3 days. What a mood. I have my settings set to like having all the songs unlocked just to make grinding for the batteries and stuff easier on me, so that I'm not limited to playing I'm not limited to playing the songs from each chapter. But yeah, I'm just playing it all through myself at this point. All right, 18. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Nope, it is R. Okay, and then the middle, L plus R. So it's... This isn't right. Can't do puzzles for craft, so I use the Steam guide. Still an amazing game. That's fair. I mean, there's a lot of elements that, like, not everyone would do. I personally am a huge puzzle game person, so the puzzles are absolutely right for me, but this is not right. I remember what the intended solution for this puzzle is, and I know that I've done something wrong, but I can't remember what. Maybe I did the math wrong. All right, 3, 3, 4, 6, 6, 3. 3 and 3 and 6, and 4 is 10. 6 is 16, plus 6 is... Yeah, okay, so 3 and 3 and 6, and 4 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus another 6 is 22. Oh, 22 minus 3 is not 21. How did I get that? 22 minus 3 is 19. So I probably did the math on the other ones wrong too. All right, 4 and 4 is 8, and 6 is 14. Another 6 is 20. Another 6 is 26 minus 6. Okay, so that one is 20. 3 and 4 and 7, and 6 is 13. Minus 3 is 10, minus 4 is 6, minus 5 is 1. Okay, so I got that one right. And then this one is 5 times 6, or 5 sixes minus 2 sixes is, well, 5 sixes minus 12, which is 2 sixes, is 3 sixes, which is 18. Must have counted wrong on one of these then. All right, so then 19 is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. All right, so that one's S. 20 is, if it's one after S, then 20 is T, A, R. Okay, yeah, there we are. So I must have just done the math on the first two wrong. Let me minimize my notepad so y'all can actually see the thing. Star crosser. Okay. Oh, path is valor. So shrine report.xyz/path/return.text. Shrine report. It would help if I could type xyz/valor. It's valor, right? Yeah, valor/return.text. So /valor/return.text. Okay. God, that's a lot of cycles. I forgot how many cycles there are. Lock V passcode, enter to the start. Okay. Help if I could type. All right. We get a, oh yeah, we get a second log song. Let's go. Oh, this is really good too. Although I should have played this one on medium, I think. Oh no. Oh, I did play it on middle. Oh, it's a 12 plus. I may not be able to pass a 12 plus. We'll see. Excuse me for a second. I'm gonna need to log in if I want to pass this, so I'm not gonna be able to look at chat for a second. Distracted, started talking. Oh, yeah, this is the game that single-handedly convinced me on a 4G Rhythm Games. Like I had played. Okay, doing this on opening because clearly I cannot handle the 12 weeks. Yeah, touchscreen is still my favorite, like, input method for rhythm games. But I am significantly more open to 4-key games after playing this. Excuse me, I'm just here vibing. Oh, I will pause this for a second until after the ad break runs, in that case. Also, thank you for the hydrate, that's a good idea. Oh, ad break is finishing, sweet. Okay, time to do this on the opening difficulty because I am not capable of, or I don't think I'm capable of doing a 12 plus with a health bar. Although I might actually be able to full combo it on opening. Watch, I'm gonna say that I might be capable of full comboing and I'm gonna miss like 16. Okay. Let's go. I almost full comboed it. Yeah, one fail and one good. Rip. Loud. Loud, 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 loud. Nothing but loud noises. Nothing but noise. Was it the falling rubble? Or static that followed me every second I spent trying to find myself? Whatever the noise is, I want it to go away. Go away. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Get me out of here. I need to live. We need to live. I need to live. Ah! I jolted back into consciousness. 3 pairs of eyes looked down at me. I'm alive. Barely. Luckily, you managed to get Allison out of the way in time, but it was only then that I felt the immeasurable pain in my lower leg. I looked down to see a large gash in my lower right leg. Aha! I can't yell, so the voice acting is going to be mediocre for that, but I screamed for a while, Eventually, the pain dulled a bit, and Ari explained what had happened since I passed out. I managed to save Allison and avoid getting fully crushed myself, but a piece of the debris had lodged itself into my right leg, and I'd passed out from shock. Chio had removed the debris shortly before I'd woken up. If you have a puncture wound in your leg, never remove what the thing is that puncturing it unless it's physically preventing you from moving, because you know what it's also preventing you from doing? Bleeding out. Don't do it. I looked towards the door that led to the long hallway. The entrance was entirely caved in with rubble and debris. There was no possible way back to the atrium. I just... Before I was able to get any words out, I started sobbing uncontrollably. Allison rushed over to my side in an instant and hugged me tightly. Ari and Chio sat down on the stairs, and that was how the four of us stayed for a while. Minutes passed, and then an hour. Finally, my leg felt well enough to move, even if lightly. Allison propped me up, and the four of us slowly walked up the spiral staircase without a word. Feels like everything's changed, but nothing's changed. As we walked back to Chio's car silently, I thought again of that hypothetical timeline in which I didn't open the door to the laboratory basement. I wondered if I had regretted the choice I made. I did now, but I wondered if I would in time. Back in Chio's car, Allison sat me down in the back seat and slid in next to me. While you were out, I applied basic first aid, but it won't be enough to hold. Unfortunately, the only hospital I know of around here doesn't keep the emergency room open from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. for some ungodly reason. So until we can get you to the hospital, we'll just have to rest in my hotel room. I'm not a doctor, but I can assure you that the wound shouldn't cause any significant damage before we can get you to the hospital. I nodded weakly. It was all I could do. Chio started the car and drove away. As we left the small parking lot, I looked back at the shrine stairway. And that was when I saw it. On the road by the place we parked, with no indication of having been moved there by anyone. A small wooden rocking horse. Now let's start, guys. Let's go. This episode contains topics of memory issues, leg injuries, guns, panic, and worry. For those of y'all who aren't familiar with this chapter, if you're a little bit squeamish about descriptions of injury, there's nothing graphic, but there are descriptions of injury. You might want to be warned about that. By the time we arrived back at the hotel room, it was already long past 2 in the morning. Allison helped me up and carried me onto my bed. Chio called the hospital and confirmed that the emergency room would open again in about 2 hours, so we had to wait and just keep an eye on my wound until then. It had stopped hurting badly during the ride back, but the sight of it made me nauseous, so I avoided trying to look at it. And so we sat there in silence for a while, nobody sure what to say. Finally, Ari broke the silence. While we're here, and before we inevitably get split up while Saturday goes to the hospital, I wanted to ask something. Everyone looked at her, as if to give permission to continue without having to open our mouths. Ari continues. That atrium. Chio, you seem to recognize it as something related to the Sunrise Foundation. But that's impossible. Can you explain? Chio sat up a bit, having slouched over during the waiting. I can, but it's a bit complicated. I was thinking about it on the way back, and if now isn't a good time, then please tell. I want to know. Chio looked at me worriedly, and then nodded. Okay then. I guess the thing is that my memories feel like they're at a conflict with each other. That shrine should just be a normal shrine, but somehow there was a Sunrise Foundation laboratory underneath it. And I don't know how I know that it's a Sunrise Foundation thing, but I just do, and I know that it's correct. When we were leaving the basement, all of us were in such a hurry, and Saturday was so out of it that I don't think anyone noticed. But I took a moment to look back at the shrine while we were walking away from it, and what I saw only confused me more. What was it? Chio stopped, as if contemplating whether to open Pandora's box even further. I nodded to her, as if to beg. Well, when I looked back at the shrine, it was no longer a shrine. What? It was an abandoned building. And the logo above the door was withered away, but I knew what it said without getting to see it at all. It was a building belonging to the Sunrise Foundation. What? I chalked it up to a lessened sense of thought due to the events that had just transpired, and tried not to think about it as we got in the car and left, and on the way down, I saw something else strange. A stairway, leading to a shrine. The Okawachi Shrine. What do you mean, a stairway leading to the Okawachi Shrine? Saturday, please don't stress yourself too much. We're trying to keep your wound from acting up. I looked over at Allison apologetically. Sorry, you're right. I don't understand how that makes sense. The state of the environment that we arrived at and the one we left felt ever so slightly different. The best way to put it might be like so. Chio took out a piece of paper and drew a loose illustration. Look. When we arrived, the parking lot was at the same altitude as the start of the stairs leading up to the shrine. Chio took the piece of paper back and flipped it over, drawing a similar scene. But when we left, it was like this. The stairs we walked down lead to an abandoned Sunrise Foundation building, and there was a second set of stairs further down that led to the Okawachi Shrine. Wait, so the layout of the area changed while we were inside the basement? I mean, it appeared that way, but isn't that impossible? Like, I shouldn't have to explain why that just isn't physically possible. No, I know, but the fact is that it did change, right? Or did all of us collectively hallucinate the way it appeared when we got there? I think the more likely conclusion would be that Chio saw wrong when we were leaving. After all, tensions were really high and it was extremely dark. See, you'd think so, and I'd be inclined to agree, but then we come back to the thing I mentioned earlier, about my memories conflicting with each other. Because both of those layouts feel right, if that makes sense. What do you mean? Like, neither of them felt like I was seeing things? Like, both of those versions of the way the area looked were correct. The Okawachi Shrine being right by the parking lot, and the Sunrise Building being in that same place both feel like the true way the area is laid out. Chio, what is the Sunrise Foundation? What's your link to it? I don't know. I think I was an employee there? You think? Look, I was never an employee at the Sunrise Foundation. I remember how my life's played out up until now. But also, I swear I have memories of working there. Of helping make something important. And working at that lab underneath the shrine. It's another one of those things where both of the options feel like the right one. Not like I can't choose, but like they're both right at the same time. And then there's that video, the shrine report. You know about that as well? Yeah, I saw her watching it when I met up with her on the ferry. It caught me off guard. How did you come to find out about the video anyway? An anonymous text message randomly appeared on my phone. No sender, and strangest of all, no time. Well, there was a time, but it was January 1st, 1970. Unix time, huh? The beginning. Unix time 0. Yeah. The message itself was interesting, too. It was a jumbled mess of hexadecimal. Hexadecimal? Yeah, I'll spare you the process. It roughly translated to this. Seek the connections. Seek the links. Shatter the protocol, and refer onwards. Shrinereport.xyz. I would have been inclined to believe it was a spam message if not for the Unix 0 thing, so I found the video. I was already on my way back to the mainland after my Tanegashima vacation, so I didn't have time to solve the video before Saturday noticed me on the ferry. And then she told me the solution over dinner anyway. Right. I don't know why I can't shake this feeling that it's related to the Sunrise Foundation. I mean, feels like a lot more might be related to the Sunrise Foundation than any of us would have ever thought. And yet, it also feels like none of us truly know what it is. I looked down at my wound for the first time in a while, as a reminder to myself of what I'd done chasing this mystery. As if to be one final decision of if I really wanted to choose this path. I want to figure all of this out. I want to investigate this. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I turned back now. Saturday? I agree. I want to look into the Sunrise Foundation and get to the bottom of this conflict in my memories, and ah, shit, I don't remember what voice I gave her. What voice did I give her? I think it was around the same pitch as Saturday's, but just with slightly more, like, gravity to it. That is enough. This will go no further. Everyone jumped at the sudden shout of an unfamiliar voice. Everyone whipped their gaze to the source of the noise, the balcony. The door was ajar. Standing in it was a figure, tall and slim. They wore a mask and a bodysuit to cover their appearance, but something about them had a crushing familiarity. And in their hand lay a small pistol. If you continue to endanger this world, my world, I have no choice but to end this by force. Chio jumped up as if to shield us. Ari, Allison, and I remained frozen in shock. Who are you? What are you doing? The tall figure took one step into the hotel room. Chio backed up a bit in fear. You, the arbiter of the rule. I will not allow this cycle to continue any longer. Chio watched in fear as the tall figure raised their pistol and pointed it, directly, at Chio's chest. No, please. The figure tilted their head to look at me briefly, and in that moment, I felt an indescribable sense of sorrow and grief. My vision went blurry. I'm sorry. I shut my eyes in desperation, as if to pull myself out of the nightmare I'd found myself in. And then I heard the click, and then the bang. I dropped my guard and let her out of my sight. A mistake only a child would make, and yet here I was. Desperately, I clambered out of my bed and up to my computer. God damn it, where are you? Where? And then I saw it. The hotel room. The situation unfolding within. The action the World Keeper was about to take. Shit! Is there any way I can interface with the inner layer in enough time? I began to desperately search my files as fast as I could, and eventually found my way back to what I was looking for. The control panel I'd forced my way into. Please go through in time, come on. A single flash, and a moment captured, and frozen. I'd made it just in time. Oh my god. Thank goodness. But there was no time to waste. The freezing would only last for so long, which meant it was time to get to work. The story remains unfinished. Dun dun dun! Okay, here we go. Here's all the puzzle. I'm going to make an entirely new note for this. Pyromania. Okay. That's locked because I can't beat Valor Starcross, so... Okay. Man. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna move this over here so that y'all can still see the puzzle. It's gonna block my face, obviously, but it is what it is. Okay, so we have got... Assuming this is similar in structure to the... Assuming this is similar in structure to the Shrine Report video, we've got 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 528 times 528 times 435 over 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 9, 3, 6. All right, I need a calculator. All right, so we've got 528 times 435, 528 times 435. Is that over What's my number? 45936. 45. 45. 45936. 5. Okay. There we go. Oh, I accidentally closed my notes app. That's not what I meant to do. Is 5. Okay. And then we've got next set of numbers is 104. 104, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it is the square root of the square root of that. All right, so I'm just going to copy that, put it in my calculator. I can't copy into that calculator, into my calculator app, apparently. All right, so I just type it in normally. 104,976. 104,976. Take the square root of that. Okay, so square root 104,976. Take that, and take the square root of that. Square root of 324. 324 is 18. Okay. 18. What's next? Next up is that is just pixel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. All right, then we have, oh man, what do the big ones stand for? They might just be regular. What if they're just meant to be regular pixels? Okay, so it's the square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so square root of 64 times 2 minus 1. Okay, square root of 64 is 8. Times 2 is 16 minus 1 is 15. And we have, that is a lot of dots. Okay, so we have the square root of 115 plus 225. 5. Oh, okay, so square root of 15 plus 25, so that is its own thing. 15 and 25 is 25 and 10 is 35, plus another 5 is 40. So square root of 40 plus the square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 81. Square root of 81 is 9. 40 plus square root of 81. So that is the square root of 49, which is 7 over 0.5. So over 1/2 is times 2, right? So that is 14. 0.5. 14. Okay. Then we've got, is that still showing up okay on screen? It's not like going off the, cool. Oh, there's a whole nother box there. All right, so we have then 14 plus the square root of the square root of 256. Yeah, 256. 256. 256. Okay, so square root of 256 is some big number. All right. Square root of 256 is that. Square root of 16 is 4. 14 plus 4 is 18. All right, so we have 5, 18, 18, 15, 14, 18. Is that right? Yeah, 5, 18, 18, 15, 14, 18. So that gives me 5 as A, B, C, D, E. So we have E. 18 is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. R. Air 15 is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Oh, wait, no, it's not 15, 14, 18, it's 15, 18, so that's error. All right. Oh, I need 4 B ranks on opening songs in chapter 2. All right, guess we're going to play some chapter 2 songs. I don't know if it actually counts for higher levels or not. I guess it doesn't, because it doesn't count for higher levels, but I'm pretty sure I have. Pretty sure I have at least a B rank on the Is that 4 an opening? Is that 3 an opening? That might only be 3. Okay, back to what I was doing. Puzzle solver. Okay, let's go puzzle 2. Oh, this is Morse code. Okay. I may need to look up a Morse code translator. Okay, here we go. So I've got, I will transcribe it onto my notepad and then I will go and do things that way, I think. All right, so I've got dash dot 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 dash dot dash dot dash dot dash dot dot dash 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 dot. Okay. And then if I translate that into letters using a Morse code guide, because I do not know Morse code well enough to just have it memorized, gives you D, E, T, E, dash dot is C, T, I, O, N. Okay, detection. Oh, I remember what the intended solution is for this now, but I want to keep solving the puzzles anyway. All right, so then we've got this. I know I wrote down that it's blue is minus, red is plus. Okay. So that is 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. Wait, yeah. So I do have to do it this way if I want it to. I think I have to do it with like the actual number of dots if I want it to come out the right way. So that is 5 plus 13. Yeah, 5 and 5 is 10 and 3 is 13. So you have 5, 13 minus, that's 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 is 26. 26. No. 13 minus 26 is, I need a calculator again. Wait, no, 13 minus 26, 26 minus 13. So 26 minus 3 is 23, minus 10 is 13. Oops, wait, that's negative 13? That's weird. I guess. I don't know. Minus 3 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. All right, so 5 is E. Oh, wait, no, it's 5 plus 13. 5 plus 13 is 18. So 18 minus 26 is the same as 26 minus 18. 26 minus 8 is 18. Minus 10 is 8. All right, so that's 8, I think, or negative 8. Negative 8. All right, so negative 8 plus 3 is... Oh, wait, no, negative 8 minus 3 is negative 11? That ain't right. Okay, I need to restart this, I think. So we have 5. 5 plus 13 is 18. 18 minus 26 is negative 8. Minus 3 is negative 11. Plus 3 is negative 8. All right, so 18 is R. Negative 8 would be 26 minus 8 is 18, so that's another R. 26 minus 11, 26 minus 10 is 16, minus 1 is 15. 15 is O. So that one is also error. So I got that right. And then, okay. So this one is the number of like blocks corresponds to the number. Corresponds to the letter in the word. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so we have 16. 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18. What else was I doing? All right, so that is 6, 18. 3 is this lighter blue, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3 is 15. 4 is pink. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 20. 5 is orange. That's 5. 6 is red. That's 3. 7 is pink. That's... I just did pink. What is it? 20. 8 is yellow. Yellow is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is the medium blue. That is the same as 3, so that is 15. And then 10 is light blue, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. P, or 16 is P, 18 is R, 15 is O, 20 is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. 5 is E, 3 is C, 20 is T, 9 is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Then 15 is... That's 4. That last one should be 14, not 15. 15 is O, and then 14 is N. Protection. Okay. Got that. Oh, I forgot which one is which. Okay, so this one is the green triangle. This one's the pink square. So this top one is error detection, and this bottom one is error protection. Okay. Let's do another This is cool. Out of the two for this chapter, this one's my favorite. stuff, but... A click, a bang, and then silence. No impact, no splatter, no death. I opened my eyes, and there she was. Chiyo Sakamura, standing in the same position she was when I closed my eyes. It only took a moment to realize what had happened. They missed? For the first time since they appeared in the room, I could tell that the figure that shot at Chiyo was caught off guard. They stepped backwards in shock, and in the process, their gun. I assume that's meant to say dropped their gun. Eri was on it immediately. Rushing over with lightning speed, she slid on the ground and grabbed the gun before the person could pick it up again or even realize what had happened. You will find me again. Regaining their composure, even if only slightly, the figure turned to me again. I felt myself assaulted with the overwhelming sorrow again. And then darkness. Hell yeah. The lights flickered out. Ah, what the hell happened? Power outage? No, that can't be. The lights across the way are on. Hold on. Chiyo ran over to the wall near the entrance to the hotel room and pressed down on the light switch. The lights turned back on again. Did the light switch somehow get tripped? Ah, never mind that, Chiyo, look. All four of us turned to face the balcony, only to be baffled by what we saw. Or rather, what we didn't see. That person is gone? Eri stumbled forward as if in a daze. I was in too much shock to say much myself. Everything felt still for what seemed like eons. Nobody knew what to say. In one night, everything had changed more than any of us could have ever believed. And then the silence continued. For minutes on end, and then hours. Chiyo, Allison, and Eri drove me to the hospital shortly after. No one knew what to say. What were we even supposed to say? My mind shut off. It had been used too much. Too much had happened. And so, time passed. A day in the hospital, and then a week. No contact with anyone else. The doctor told me I had to stay in Kagoshima for a while so that the hospital could continue to monitor my wounds, even after I was dismissed from hospital. Eri, Allison, and I ended up finding a place we could rent out for a few months, and eventually Kotomi came over to join us. Unfortunately, Chiyo had to return home to Tokyo for her work, but we stayed in contact. Throughout that entire time, I never heard from Suki. Slowly, my spirit returned, and life almost became normal again. But all of us knew what loomed on the horizon. Nothing would change what lay in store for us. The first step, we decided, was to go back to Chiyo's home in Tokyo. The Sunrise Foundation was a company we at least knew existed, after all, and their headquarters were based in Ikebukuro. It would make the most sense to look into them there. That strange figure that tried to shoot Chiyo didn't show up again. For a while, all of us lived in perpetual fear of them. But that fear subsided as we took the time to focus on living happily, especially since none of us knew where the road ahead would take us. It only made sense to enjoy taking a break from all the action. Eri ended up getting fired from her detective position. She didn't seem too bothered by it, though. I've been wanting to quit for ages now, but it's not really easy. In a way, you grow up idolizing the police detectives who solve the murder mysteries, and then you become one and realize you're stuck behind a desk 90% of the time. It sucks. She ended up getting a part-time position at a grocery store in Minami Osumi to keep us afloat, while we waited for my wound to heal enough that we would be able to go to Tokyo. When Kotomi joined us, she also took up work at the same store. I've heard from both of them on separate occasions that working with a sister at the same job is a miserable experience. I'd believe it, too. Time passed, days, and then a week. And then, about 2 weeks after I had been discharged and put under watch for my injury, I heard a knocking on my bedroom door in the middle of the night. I was startled awake by a knocking sound. Huh? I waited for a few seconds and it sounded again. It was coming from the door, obviously. Oh, who is it? It's like 2 a.m. The door opened and a familiar figure appeared in it. Allie? What's up? I know I'm up late sometimes, but you're never up past 12 a.m. What's the Kate? Allison jumped out of my bed. I jumped, startled. Hey, jeez, what the hell has gotten into you. My sentence trailed off as I realized what the weird noises I was hearing were. Allison was sobbing into my blanket. Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Allison lifted her face out of my comforter and looked at me with tears in her eyes. Yeah, sorry, I'm just having a bit of a moment, I guess. Hey, come over here and lie down. Talk to me. Allison was hesitant, but crawled over and laid her face down on the pillow next to mine. So, what's going on? I'm just having one of those moments where I'm incredibly scared. You know, it's been weeks now that everything feels so... God, I guess it just feels like it's been hitting me incredibly late. Yeah. I feel ya. I'm sort of in the opposite boat, but I understand what you mean. Opposite boat? How? Well, during that first week of being hospitalized, I had this constant feeling of doubting myself. Everything hurt so much, and I was crying so much. Of the time that I had this belief of, like, why am I choosing to put myself down a path that results in this, you know? That I don't regret it. I chose already, and my decision hasn't changed. I want to see this through. I need to see this through. With you, with Eri and Kotomi and Shio. I felt a tight grip on my left arm, and looked over to see Allison clinging onto it, tears streaming down her face. But what if next time things are worse? What if things just keep getting worse, and I lose you? I can't do that. Allie. Ever since the night Allison kissed me, I've been figuring out a lot of the things I barely had time to sort out my feelings on the matter. Now that I was spending a lot of time resting, and I had more time than ever to introspect, and I think I finally know. You're never going to lose me. I won't allow it. What if something happens that's beyond your control? It won't. That won't happen. I promise. But how can you promise? It would be out of your control. You couldn't. I thought very carefully about the words I was about to say, and every thought told me to be true to myself. Not going to hurt the most important person in the world to me. Allison looked up at me, surprised. But most important. Do you remember? That night before the day at Okawachi's shrine, when you kissed me. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I wasn't thinking, and I hope you're not mad at me, and it won't happen again, I promise. Allison's sentence was cut off. I put my hand around her head and looked her tired than I'd ever hugged anyone before. It meant a lot to me, I think. It took me a while to figure out these feelings because I've never felt anything like this before. I think these feelings are right. Allison? Allison fell silent, and then she erupted. Oh my god. Like actually go like romantical? Yeah, like that. Holy shit. Wow, Allison calmed down and took a second to breathe. So then, I don't know. Truth be told, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship of that nature. Not when we have so much on the horizon. After all of this is over, though, I think I would want to be your girlfriend if you would be okay with that. Yes, I would. Very much so. She was too cute. I was going to die from this before I could even get back to finding Suki. So, if it's okay, I'd like to remain close friends temporarily. Until all of this is over. Till I can face the person I love with the attention they deserve. Okay? Yeah, I like the sound of that. Gives us something to work towards, you know? Huh. You're saying that finding my family is something to work towards? No, not like that, sorry. Relax, Allie. I'm just teasing. But I agree. So until then, just besties? Besties forever. We both laughed. Everything felt right. If I could feel this happy again someday, I think all of this would be worth it. resolve finally formed, then and there, and I decided once more my fate. For futures like this, I will put an end to this curse looming over all of us. For everyone that means everything to me, in every way. Allison left the room eventually, and I went back to sleep. Hours passed, and then days, and then weeks, and then months. And miles away from where we were, in a forest torn between two memories, something moved, ever so slightly, brushed by the wind, and the horse began to rock once more. Another cycle past you, then. What a shocker. I leaned back. Endless strife had led to this moment. Finally, we could refer onwards. I felt a sensation of life behind me. Funny, given that the only person who knew how to access this parallel space would be you, the World Keeper. I turned around, and there she stood, the figure whose purpose was antithetical to mine, the Keeper of Cycles. You can take off that suit and mask. You should know better than anyone that it's not worth your time to hide yourself from me. We're equal, after all. Fair enough. The woman unmasked herself, and her hair stretched out. You know, it's not a great idea to keep your hair all tucked in like that all the time. I hope you're taking good care of it. That's none of your business. I leaned back in my chair. Sheesh, why so serious? Listen up a little. You know why I'm here. To attack me? Surely that can't be it. You already know neither of us can harm the other in this space. Not as long as we're on the same level. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to warn you. Harm me, huh? And what would you be here to warn me of, pray tell? I know you think your little protagonist has some immunity because she's Saturday. But I'm here to tell you that if hurting her is what it takes to keep the world in place, I will not hesitate. Oh, please, tell me something I didn't know. You make me sick, you know that? Claiming that you're doing all of this for her, and yet it feels like you don't really know her at all. That's enough. Suki slammed her hand down on my nightstand. Just what do you know? You never knew her. You never knew what she had to go through to get to this point. I leaned forward. My sarcastic attitude was gone. In the light streaming in from the window, Suki could see me clearly. The fact that you say that is the reason I'm doing all of this. Let me get one thing clear. I hate you. I hate what you've done to the legacy of my friend. I have nothing to say to that. Figures, asshole. Regardless, I'll be on my way. And know this. If for whatever reason we meet face to face outside of this space, I will kill you and put an end to this debacle before you hurt Saturday more than you already have. Feelings mutual, buddy. And then she was gone, just as soon as she was there. I must persist. I have to. Deep down, I knew that everything that happened over that summer week was merely a precursor to what was about to happen that winter. God damn it, I'm in too far now to be doubting the decisions I've made. And so, I sat back. I sat back and waited. Until the day comes that I will confront the results of everything I've done. I will persist. Chapter 2 ends. They really put me gay in Rhythm Game. Sorry, that was bad. I am not going to start chapter 3 right now because, to be honest, I don't know how much longer I can do like that many different voices without losing my voice entirely. Especially now that we've got both Suki and Dawn in the picture. I cannot do that many voices anymore, I don't think, without my voice dying. But I will do a little bit of sound scaling to make up for it. have this set in the accessibility settings to unlock all songs just because I've played through the game already and I'm not going to get spoiled by any songs. But I'll try to avoid playing any songs that could constitute a spoiler. I accidentally clicked out of the window. Damn it.
Did you keep it up with my hand on my mouse? How did that?
Oh, because I retracted it. That's why. The Sunrise Showdown map because I know that I eventually need to complete that for Encore episode, which for the record, I still haven't actually played the Encore episode because I decided I wanted to stream the full story of this, and so I don't think I can do Hajimeli on 13. I probably will do this one on 10. Not too bad. Not the full combo, but close. Yeah, no, definitely not the full combo. But not bad either by any means. Oops, sorry, an ad break ran. I didn't notice an ad break running. Why not? Rest in peace, my combo. I got +8 batteries, why thank you. Or like a rage, nozzle. Yeah, I'm gonna try, don't I? I'm probably going to fail, but I'm going to try. This one is 9, so it should be fairly easy. Accuracy's mildly lower than midnight, but... Damn it. I swear I hit that. Okay, not bad. Very much not bad. Probably can't play a lot anymore. I'm happy to lucky though. No, we're starting. I'm not missing a note that early. I refuse to miss a note that early. go. Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Oh, another ad break ran, sorry. Don't quite know what happened with that. Okay, what time is it? Okay, I'll go ahead and do one more song, probably. Let's do something I enjoy. I know what I want to do. I just have to fix my story. I don't want song check, I want collab songs. Or not tapes. There we go. This one's really fun. It's sort of a gimmick song, which is why the difficulty is a little bit higher, but it's really fun.
Has your voice been truly locked away, kept inside these worn out tapes we've made? But maybe this is another dream I'll soon forget. So I'll come in with the rest and wait for you instead. This is another game that I need to play the demo for eventually. I think the demo for this is probably too long to be featured on a demo day though, so I think it'll probably have to be, it'll probably have to be its own dedicated stream, I think. Despite being kind of headache inducing, this chart is really fun. Like, it's difficult to read, but it feels satisfying to play, if that makes any sense. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Sorry, I mixed really fast for a little bit there. This one's really annoying, but this one's really fun.
This one's also kind of a gimmick chart, though. Yay. Alright, I have time for one song. awful at all, actually.